30 seconds left in the 10th round. It's almost over. This is going to get crazy now.
30, 40, 50 million a fight will turn you into this, bro. I'm telling you. He doesn't have even an urgency. There's no way he thinks he's winning this fight. It is not even an urgency, bro. You give the guy 30, 40, 50 million every single fight, it will turn him into this. I'm telling you. There is not an ounce of urgency in this guy. He's losing the fight by a mile. So you're saying he's not a single inkling of urgency in him.
He's complacent, is what you're saying?
He's like, oh, whatever. He's like, if I don't get the decision, it's all right. You know, I'll make another 50 mil tonight.
I'm undisputed at 68. Go back down.
You know, that's what I feel like I'm seeing from him at this point. You know.
Holy smokes! I wasn't expecting this.
But he's been doing this for a long time. I mean, he's 31, almost 32 years old. You know, I'm telling you. And he has got this much money, but this long of a time. At a certain point, you know, it's like, training camp after training camp. I'm telling you, bro. If you're hungry, like when you got to make more money, all right, or you got to fight more for more legacy, all right. He's got a big legacy. He's got a big bank account. I'm telling you. But you put him in a position where he's got to dig in. Guys are just not going to be willing to dig in as much.
What do you think his corner's telling him?
Bivol has the timing on the right hand hook to the arm every time. There's another example of it. Every single replay, the last bunch of rounds has been Bivol reacting to that right hook to the arm.
Isn't that what I said in the beginning? He's probably just trying to find his timing, catch his rhythm. He found it.
What's good, family? So mash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. So we just heard there from your mans, Paulie Malignaggi, airing out Canelo Alvarez. And I gotta be honest with you, man, yeah? Paulie is the only Don who I've heard call it how it is. And actually, he's the only one who said exactly what I've said. In fact, tell a lie, I've been a bit harder, but listen, Paulie is in the industry, so he can't go too hard in the paint. You man know I stay going the hardest in the paint. Anyway, let's get to the facts here. And this is the thing, you see. Anyone who really understands boxing and isn't a fanboy, yeah, there's a lot of Canelo fanboys. Me, I ain't no one's fanboy. Yeah, and it's unfortunate that today's era is very weak. It's full of feminine dudes. Yeah, again, I'm not saying I'm hyper masculine myself, but what I am saying is, people like to throw around the term great, yeah? And from now on, in my mind, no one can be considered great until they've fought through adversity and won. Yeah? Because through history, that's what's had to be done. That's what greatness for me is now. For a while, I couldn't really work out what does great mean. I've called Alvarez great before, thinking that great meant you go in there and you knock out the champions. Champions don't mean what it used to mean. Anyone can be a champion now. Billy Joe's sausages, no power having us. I mean, let's be real now. And one thing I have been saying, I've been consistent here. What had Caleb Plant done? Yeah? We're giving Canelo all this credit. Oh, you knocked out Plant. What had Plant done? I'm the one who said Canelo should have been telling these guys, I'll fight the winner. That's what he should have done. He's big enough to do that. He could have offered himself. Canelo could have said, listen, you're all bums, and I'll fight the best of you. Whoever wants a 10 mil payday, that's what you'll do. And guess what? They would have done it, because they can't get paid 10 mil nowhere else. He didn't do that. Instead, he knocked out a bunch of dudes who have proven nothing themselves. Do you understand? Canelo turns out to be the best of a bad bunch. That's the facts here, people. Because the minute Canelo was in there with someone who's a pound-for-pound contester, he looked average and got bullied, to be honest with you. And threw his toys out the pram. That's a fact. He didn't want to push through. He didn't want to do what it takes to be great. He didn't want to show no Mexican style. He wanted an easy win like everyone else does. Yeah? Canelo had plenty of opportunity to say, listen, now it's time to be great. Otherwise, what were you going up in weights for? And I'm sick of this term great being thrown around. Canelo's shown he is average, I'm afraid. Sorry. Average. An average fighter. Canelo did what average fighters do. He turned up and he wins when he can win. And if he can't, and if he's losing, he loses. Do you understand? Greatness is losing. And it's not even about necessarily winning. Greatness, in my opinion, is when You're down on your luck. And you're trying to find a way. That's all we can ask for. We can't ask for you to win every fight, but what we can ask for is you to give maximum effort and show like you're desperate not to lose. All of the Bomelo fans out there, did you be honest with yourself? In what round did you see Bomelo desperate to win? In what round did you see Bomelo putting his chin on the line? In what round did you see Bomelo saying, you know what, F this self-preservation, I want to be great. This is what we've gone up in weight for, is it not? It's no good saying, oh, we're going up in weight because the people at 168 are too easy, so I need a challenge, and then getting the challenge and throwing your toys out the pram. Yeah? To this day, we've got people saying now, oh, well, Bomelo, he was daring to be great. No, he wasn't. Based on that performance, Bomelo was just trying. Bomelo thought he was going to just go up and knock everyone out. That's what this shows. He wasn't trying to be great. Trying to be great would be the last 6 rounds. Bomelo goes Gatti versus Ward. Yeah? That's what would have been great. Just starts winging away, taking shots clean and winging away back. That would have been great. Win or lose. Yeah? And then shaking a hand and being... Because we've seen... Throughout history, we've seen many fighters have wars and then shake their hand at the end of it and be glad to have put on a good war together. Bomelo was sour that he lost. Threw his toys out the pram. He expected still to win, even though he didn't do nothing. And for a long time we've heard this whole narrative that, oh, Bomelo's a true student of the game, he loves the sport. No, he doesn't. He wanted to win that fight, even though he lost it. Loving the sport is when you're losing a fight, and you love it so much, you throw caution to the air. We've seen many fighters throughout history have that ability to say, F it, let's go to the trenches, if that's what you want to do. And they're in there, their faces bleeding, and they're still loving it. They're loving it. There's many examples of fighters like that. Their faces all mushed up, and they're still in there moshing away. That wasn't Bomelo. Bomelo couldn't knock the guy out. Or Bivol didn't fall over, so Bomelo felt sorry for himself and just stood there on the ropes, and his own fans were booing him, and rightly so. They couldn't believe what they were watching. They've heard all this talk about being Mexican style and Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Bomo. That's what it turned out to be, and they booed him, and rightfully so. Yeah? Because, I'm sorry, you can't become a culture vulture and sell all these pay-per-views based on this, based on that. And to be honest, for me, yeah, this isn't the first time. Yeah? This isn't the first time we've seen Bomelo just kind of give up. When Floyd was beating him, an old De La Hoya put on a better fight. De La Hoya tried to find a way to beat Floyd, and in my opinion, I think he beat Floyd. Yeah? De La Hoya was desperate to win. A young, prime, as in age, Canelo went in there with Mayweather and just didn't do nothing, just stood there, looking useless, feeling sorry for himself again. Time and time again, when the bell's been rang for Bomelo to dig deep, he don't do it. He don't dig deep, people. Even the first Golovkin fight, he get backed up. Yeah? And I'm sorry, but even the second Golovkin fight, he wasn't that ferocious. Oops. Yeah? So everything Paulie said here was on point. Paulie said, listen, he's been getting paid $50 million for a long-ass time. A long-ass time. 50 million big ones. And you could just see it on his face. He'd take it or leave it. He not fussed. And even after the fight, he's taking pictures with his wife and kissing his wife. It's just all a bit cringy, to be honest. You don't get that whole warrior feel. Yeah? It's all about kids and wives these days. What happened to going to war? You know what? The children and the kids stay at home. All this is all, you know what I'm saying? It's all just a bit messy these days for me. I'm sorry. And on that basis, from now on, I ain't calling no one great until they've showed me they're great. And knocking out bums who have done nothing themselves is not great. Yeah? And going up in weight and fighting people who are old, like Kovalev, that ain't great either. 100%.